Hi, I'm Dean.
And I'm Abby.
Welcome to
ChatInTheFlat.
a podcast where we talk about... What do we talk about?
Pretty much anything, really.
Let's do this. Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome to Chat in the Flat.
With me, Abby.
Me, Dean. Today we are back with two more random subjects for your listening pleasure, we hope. So, as per usual, as per always, are you well this week though? Are you well?
Oh, I'm all good.
Yeah?
Always good.
Good. I didn't start the last episode, or I didn't start by asking how you are, I guess because we sat around chatting before and we kind of know how we are, but
Yeah.
we should let people know that you're alright and that I'm alright, but so...
We're all gravy, baby.
Yeah, so let's hop into this very first subject and what you're going to kick us off with this week.
Right, so... I'm starting off with CBD oil. Not just the oil, but basically what it's used for and how popular it's getting.
Yeah.
And people are actually finding so much relief from it.
Yeah. I got my mum a pot for Christmas for her arthritis and stuff, and she's using it and she says it's helping a lot, so...
Well, I mean, I follow a page on Facebook called Cleanse with Kirsty, and they show pictures on there where they've had, you know, people who have, like, spots coming up or scabs, and they'll show you the before and after.
Wow.
And, you know, people with back pains, anything, you know, it sorts them out, and it's just like...
And also, like, I think it's the mentality as well. I think once you start to notice something working, and when you can feel it working as well, you know, if you've got sore bones, you know, or scabs on your skin and stuff like that, you can see it or feel it actually working. I think that's where people are obviously getting the most benefit out of it. And I think it's like any, and I'm going to use the word air quotes, medicine. Though, in regards to it will work differently for everyone, if that makes sense. It won't necessarily always be the same. You know, it will. What works for you might not work for me. It might work for somebody else. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So I guess it's trial and error in that regards to it being medicinal. Do you think I know it's becoming as well. It's becoming more medicinalised. I think doctors now have.
It's one thing to put out there that it doesn't cure, it relieves.
Yes, of course. Yes, yeah. It's not necessarily a cure.
A lot of people are finding, not everyone wants to be on these hard tablets that the doctors give out, especially these painkillers where, you know, you get to a point where they're so strong that, you know, you can't drive, you can't do this, you can't do that. And people are then turning to CBD and finding the pains, you know, reduce even more. Yeah. And they're able to cope, and it's dealing with anxiety, and so it does look like, you know, it's starting to pop up quite big.
Yeah, with it being, you know, you can get it in shops, the CBD side of it. I think it's the TH side of it that brings the not the concern or the worry, but the mental aspects. Obviously, CBD doesn't have the psychotropics.
Yeah, it doesn't have any THC in it.
No, nowhere near.
No.
Well, it will, and I think it will always come with a 0.1, 0.2 grade, but on a scale of...
For not to feel the effects of it.
Yeah, I think you could probably safely have a dab of THC and drive. Yeah. I don't think it's going to have any...
Oh, no, yeah, you can, you don't get that high
I don't recommend
feeling.
it, but I think you could. You know, I'm not...
You don't get that high feel, you don't feel high off of it.
No, that's what my mum said, like, when she does it, she doesn't necessarily feel any high or any kind of excessive tiredness from it, but it's a massive relief to the joints, to the arthritis and to the pain, because... Well, pain hurts, doesn't it? Yeah. You know what I mean? And nobody likes to be in pain. So, you know, I'm hoping that people can push it forward, and I'm hoping that...
But as well, it's natural, which is, you know, something that's nice about it as well.
Yeah. That's a good way
is that we're going back to natural remedies instead of, you know, pushing pills on people here, there, and everywhere.
My biggest fear of any kind of pills is the addictive side effects and being on antidepressants myself. You become to depend on them, and it's a sad thing. And you know, there are traits to that dependency with CBD users. I think people will become mental addiction's a weird one. I think dealing with the addiction is the actual thing, but I think with the right prescription, the right policing and medical balance, people, you know, if it's relieving people, fucking give it to them. You know what I mean? It's that at the end of the day. Like, I seen a video on Facebook where a guy was due for a back operation. He had started taking CBD oil. 2 months later, 6 weeks later, he had cancelled the back operation.
It's mad, isn't it?
You know, he was no longer deciding to go for a operation on his back. He was doing star jumps. He was relieved. He was free. He was happy with it.
So what I will say quickly is that there is a woman that I've spoke to, and the best thing to do, if you want to research it more yourself, go onto her page. We'll put the link up, but it's called sorry, give me a second. It's called Cleanse with Kirsty.
Cool.
And you get actual people's feedback from, you know, their usage,
actual people's experiences, people's suggestions for usage, and stuff
then
like that.
You know, she also shows the products that are on that are available, and they deliver. So
ideal. So that's over at Cleanse with Kirsty on Facebook. We will put the link down in the description below. So I am going to bring, what about psychics? What about people who speak to dead people?
Now.
So, what are your beliefs on psychics? Now, I don't believe in any of it. I'm going to lay out my cards on the table there right now and say I think it's a big fat con. I think they're very smart. I think they're clever, and I think they do a good job of convincing people. But I know people are convinced.
Yeah.
So, where do you lie on it?
I don't know, because when people are doing it for money, I see that, like, you know, a scam.
Of course, yeah.
When you're walking down the street, and some random woman just comes up to you, and says crap to you, you know.
This, that, the other. Someone's trying to get in touch with you.
Or
I can
she
sense.
She tells you stuff that you know, and you've never met her before. Then, in that sense, okay, maybe.
Good guess.
Maybe I would.
It'd have to be pretty specific for me. You'd have to give me exacts. Not the time you might see me go into work, time you might see me catching up, anything like. You would have to give me specifics. I want names, dates, times, punctuation marks. I want a fucking lot. You know what I mean? For someone to I've never had that experience myself. Have you ever had someone come up to you in the middle of the street and say?
I had. Well, when I was in college, I studied massage, and we had to practice on the public.
Yeah.
And I massaged this woman, and everyone used to call her Psychic Sandy.
Okay.
And they used to get, a lot of the girls wouldn't massage her because after the massage she'd tell them stuff like.
Okay, like.
Really
psychic
weird
stuff.
Yeah, and so I was just like really intrigued. So she had been booked up, so I was like, oh my god, I need to do this on her. So I did it. Sometimes she did. Sometimes, you know, she would say she wouldn't say anything to some people. Sometimes, you know, and when I finished, she said, "Do you mind if I tell you something?" She was just. I was like, no. She was like, "Have you got like a very strong like very strong-headed man that was like really in charge in your family. She said, because all I'm seeing right now is like loads of patterns and the way, but you see the way I speak, you wouldn't, you wouldn't know that I'd lived in Africa. You could probably I could easily say I've lived here my whole life.
Oh yeah, easy.
And
easy.
you would believe it.
Yeah. And
she was just like, she just said, basically, he does watch you, and he is actually proud of you.
Nice.
And that's
they always say that.
But the thing is as well is
they never say, oh, he's watching you and you're doing shit.
Yeah. No, but he's like, no, she said to me, she was like,
do better. He thinks you're a twat. You need to change this. You dress like a knobhead. Work harder. Why do they never say that?
Yeah, I know.
Why do they always come back and say they're watching you and they're proud of you? Really?
Yeah.
Really? I don't know. I would question that. At that point, that would be my question. Yeah. Why always the proudness? Tell him something he's disappointed in me.
But do you know why I think? Because I've always felt like I've disappointed my dad's side of the family because of the way I am.
Okay.
And so for her to say that, that's when it kind of was like, okay. But then again, like you said,
I've never not seen a YouTube clip or anything where they don't get in touch with these people and they say they're really proud of how you're doing. You've done a good job on this. You could do this a little, but they never just come out and say, look, I've been watching you for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And what a bell end.
Yeah.
Genuinely, what a bell end.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed to call you my family member. Why do they never do that? Like, surely they must be equal. Like, I love my child, but you know, I don't know what kind of an adult he's gonna be.
No.
I might not like him.
Hopefully you do.
Do you know what I mean? So when I'm a ghost, I'm gonna tell him that. If I come back and see a psychic, because I don't want them to cozy it and lie over it. So, yeah, for me, it's all a bit of fantasy in the stars.
Right.
Topic 3.
So,
hit me.
Lip fillers.
What, for me? Get your gorgeous lips out, Dean.
Well, it's obviously become a very popular thing now.
It's a trend. It's growing. It's a growing trend at the moment, isn't it? That's for sure.
Yeah, but
what? So do you not? Obviously, you've got big lips.
Yeah.
Do you know, in comparison to mine, say, and I've been told I have juicy lips. Whatever that means.
Bigging yourself up there a little bit.
Shout out to me and my juicy lips. But so lip filler on you would just be like,
it would be
next
ridiculous.
Level silly. So.
But what I'm on about
can you not understand why people would want bigger lips, or?
No, it's the ones where, because I've got a friend who has really thin lips. Yeah. She had, I think, 1 mil put in, and her lips look amazing. They just look like normal, perfect lips. It's when the girls start blowing them up.
Alright, so I didn't even know this. So you're teaching me. So it comes in 1 mil, yeah? So 1 milliliter, 2 milliliter, 3 milliliter?
Yeah.
So if you have a litre in...
So you can have half... So I think they go from half to 1 mil to 2 mil to 3... Like,
what do you think I need? Like...
I'd probably put like 0.5 mil on the top lip.
Oh, sweet. Half a
mil on the top.
That's alright.
But... You know, when you've got like really thin lips to the point where you can't see them, and you want them to be, you know, you want to have some lippage, then that's fine. But when the girls go, you know, excuse but porn star lips, you know, where they look like it ends up looking like a monkey's bottom. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like you said, I've noticed it more and more and more, and it's not necessarily a thing I look for in women, but it's also not really a thing that puts me off women. If that makes sense.
So a woman that had a baboon's bottom as a mouth wouldn't put you off.
It depends. Like, depends how big her face is, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Because you get the opposite, where like there's a woman who's got tiny lips and a massive face, and then you're kind of looking at her thinking you could do it. You could do it probably like 4 meals on both. That's what we're talking about, yeah. So you get those case scenarios, but then again, I think the vanity of it comes up when do you want to stop? As a person who's getting the vanity treatment. That's what it is, the vanity treatment.
But I think as well, it comes to addiction, because there's women who actually go to the point of doing it so much that their lips actually start seeping. Because the lips just can't hold the fluid anymore, so they start...
We've all got our cruxes. Men gamble, women stick collagen in their lips and ask men if they want a blowjob. I guess.
Oh, dear.
That's the only way I can kind of think of it. But yeah, like you said, there are limits.
In moderation.
Yeah, there are limits to anything. Like, you get girls who get it done and you think, oh, look nice. But I also think like going to get my lips done. I hate those kind of sentences. Going to get my nails done. Just for me, just grow it. Just take time yourself.
You can't grow your lips, son.
Yeah, your lips you kind of have to accept. Your nails, you know what I mean? Your lips are kind of, I get that. Your lips are kind of, you're stuck with. And maybe you should just not put, because it's not like no one's not eating. No one's having food just falling out of their mouth because their lips are too small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are, and those other people are getting that medically done anyway, so they were fucking null and void.
But then as well, it's by, I think, what's brought it up, what's made it a lot more popular is the fact of like reality TV people. They're blowing their lips up to...
Of course, and that'll set a trend, and girls will think that's what men want, because men on those shows will want the women on those shows. When 90% of men don't want that. It's, no. We you know, the general consensus is we can't be asked. Just get your fucking stuff on, make your hair look pretty, and let's get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the general consensus. Is you know, you judge a girl mostly when you wake up beside her. Anyway, that's when you see her all the time. So, you know, that's to get all the advancements and all the extras, and you know what I mean. Some people it suits, some people it looks stupid, and it's just a shame that people get addicted to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's addiction, isn't it?
Yeah, because
that's when when it becomes an addiction. That's when it's too much.
Right. So last one of the fourth today, and I'm gonna keep this one a little bit serious, and I'm gonna ask you, what conspiracy theories do you kind of believe in?
9/11.
Oh, so you think 9/11 was a conspiracy?
Yeah.
Is it one you? Oh, right. Any others that you like know and you think, or any others that you think like? Did Russia hack the phones and get
I'm thinking about like old conspiracies, like the fact that Bob Marley got killed and he actually didn't die, like of a toe infection.
But they're all alive. All of those are, you know.
Because he was against all the Illuminati and everything. Wasn't he?
Hitler went to the moon. They moved Hitler to the moon, and he started the Nazis back on the moon, so that's where they're gonna come from next. So no one's gonna expect that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I'm on the fence. Like with like 9/11 is one of the ones where I don't know. Like the more I read of it, or the more I read of it, I was like, I don't know about it anymore. It's, you know, it's history. The more I didn't know. I just genuinely from the bottom of my heart cannot give you an answer on to whether it was done by the Islamic terrorists or whether it was done by the own US government to have an excuse to go fight a war in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, I don't know.
I've heard, I'm not saying that I believe in this conspiracy, but I've heard that Grenfell Towers may have been a conspiracy.
I've heard that as well, but
because another building had burnt down.
Yeah.
Or it was something to do with like Oh, I can't remember.
I'll put some research up. I'll do a bit of research and find out if there is a conspiracy out there on it. But
yeah,
I remember reading or seeing something. I think that video was pretty much shut down though. I don't think there was any conspiracy
around that. No.
Yeah, around that type of thing. I also read like some good little conspiracies that don't really matter, inconsequential ones, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan, for example. There's a conspiracy that the night before an NBA finals or a semi-finals game or a big game, he went out gambling. And he was out till 4 or 5 in the morning, gambling, drinking, and he went and had a game the next day and he played, but he had an hangover, there was something, or he had the flu. It's called the infamous flu game, the Michael Jordan flu game.
Right.
And you could see him physically on the sideline sweating, he didn't look right. You know, Michael Jordan was the king, he was fucking amazing. And he just didn't seem himself, and the conspiracy was the night before he had been out and
obviously done a bit of drugs.
Well, I don't think he was into that. I think he was pretty straight edge. I think Michael Jordan was a straight edge. Just a hard night, boozing, cigars.
Yeah.
Just things you don't do before an NBA final. Things you do, pre-season.
Maybe after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely after. And there's also like another one about him and his career, Michael Jordan, that he went and played baseball for a season. But the reason for that was because he had such big gambling debts that he had to leave the NBA because the gambling debts were all going to be, they were all mafia tied, gangster tied, what have you.
Gosh.
And so the head of the NBA said, well, instead of giving you like a 2-year, 5-year gambling ban, because you can't gamble as a professional athlete, especially against like sports matches.
Yeah.
We, go away, retire, go away, do something else for a year, then come out of retirement when the dust settles and everything's done and you paid your debts or whatever. So the conspiracy is that he took that season to play baseball to clear his debts and to just give it some breathing room on Michael Jordan, although press was still at him and he was still being coverage a lot, but it wasn't Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? He was the 105th best baseball player in his team, let alone the league, and going from being the greatest NBA basketball player of all fucking time. So that's quite an interesting. That doesn't mean anything. A conspiracy that doesn't change us.
Yeah.
We haven't got to worry about.
No,
it.
It's just
just a little one of did he, didn't he? We don't know. We don't know. Do we know? But I'm like. I'm not a massive conspiracyist.
No.
I'm not a flat earther.
No.
You know what I mean? I do believe that the earth is a globe. I am perfectly...
I've read so many flat... it was like, you... don't you understand that the earth is flat? You people around the globe need to understand this or something. And I was just like, really?
Part of me thinks that those things are people... they're half in, half out, and most of those are memes by people who don't believe. But there's a great documentary on Netflix about flat Earth, and they proved that the Earth wasn't flat, didn't they? In that documentary, it wasn't a documentary trying to prove the Earth was flat or trying to prove it was round. It was a documentary covering people who are flat earthers.
Oh, okay.
And they did an experiment, these flat earthers, in the end. And basically it was like a laser point. I haven't watched the end of the documentary, but this is what I've gathered. And they point something out, and the experiment that they proved in the end actually showed that the Earth was round. Because they had to move, they had the laser. They pointed the laser straight and it was on his chest. And obviously the laser straight to his chest would have, but if it was curved, it would have gone up a bit. You had to move the laser up.
Yeah.
So mate was still at a distance and he said, shine the laser. He said, I am. He said, alright. He said, move the board up, and the laser shines right on the board. Straight away, as soon as he got to the certain height, and bang, and they all went, oh, we didn't expect that. And that's where the documentary supposedly, bish, bosh, bang, ends.
Wow.
Well, that was another 20 minutes in the bag. We will review it and see if it was okay. But
like,
comment,
subscribe,
all the business.
You know it. Follow us on Instagram.
Thank you very much for listening.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.